Egotastic FunTime.
So yeah, I'm still a VFX producer, but I also have taken on a half title of co-VFX supervisor. So I can do all the really fun things of budgeting, but also do some creative things.
Yeah, I knew there was a co-producer thing in there. I was like, there's a co that's been added for season 3.
Co-badass.
Yeah, and we'll see what happens for season 4.
You know, I just figured if I could just keep on getting titles, I'll just collect them like Pokemon cards and then...
Yeah, and then hopefully we'll put them up next to some Emmys. Brooke, welcome to Egotastic FunTime. It's a pleasure to have you here.
I am so excited to be egotastically fun timing it up.
That's right, we're timing it up. Now, we spoke before, we had, Tom Constantino was there, Brandon Fayette showed up, and then, oh my God, what's
Eric Hayden.
Eric Hayden, I knew that. I knew that, Mr. Deadwood himself.
Yes.
Showing up. So we had a great conversation. We had fun, but get rid of them fools. Get rid of them fools. We don't need any of them. Now it's Brooke time. Brooke time down here. What's it been like so far with your experience on the Orville? Have you been there since day one? It kind of seems like it.
I've been around the Orville since day one. Mm-hmm. I came onto the ship season 2, but I was floating on another ship during season 1 over at Fuse Effects. And they called me up and they were like, "Hey, we think you're pretty cool." And I was like, "Well, I do think I'm." I come over and interview, and I was like, "I love interviewing."
Well, what is an interview process? Well, for any show, I'm sure it's very similar in the industry. What is an interview to do the effects for a show like the Orville? What is that like? What's that process?
It was a lot of. The Orville's very specific because it's honestly its own beast. I've never done anything like feature or television commercial, anything like that. But it's definitely, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the season that I worked on, it was in space. So that definitely helped me be like, hey, I know, if we're going to ice somebody out into space, this is what we did on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. This is what's working. This is what sweet television timeline. I've worked with that. That's pretty great. And honestly, when I was at Fuse, they gave us the producers, they gave us a list of like, hey, do you know these people? Are you interested in these shows? Like, how can we get you guys to work on stuff that you want to work on? And I selfishly did not know any of the other names on the list except for Seth MacFarlane. And I was like, that guy's hilarious. I think I'm hilarious. We'd be great. And they were like, oh my God, you want to take on the Orville? And I was like, yeah, why not? Like, wait a second. They were like,
what was that tone? Like, oh my God, the Orville? P.U.
They're like, this is going to be a crazy space show. And I was like, okay, let's do it. And they're like, all right, well, this chick wants to do it. Let's do it. And I was like, all right, cool. So I worked over at Fuse, and while I was working on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and I was just like, I was a space lady, and it was pretty fun.
So they brought you in there, and there's probably a little bit of that whole, they just want to make sure you're not a dick. That's how. I am the biggest. Well, yeah. But I'm sure there's always that little level with a show like this, because it seems like everybody's getting along really well. Everyone loves seeing each other, and they're able to also put their heads down and work really hard on this show, because you guys, especially the effects team, you guys. Because I check in every once in a while, and even when nothing's going on, something's going on with you guys.
Oh yeah, especially when we're in space, because like I said, spoiler, we ain't shooting out there. We gotta go to these planets before our crew even goes to them to see what they look like, see what they smell like, see what they feel like, and to be able to really ingest that reality, fake reality as it may be.
It's still real to me, damn it.
Things. And it's honestly, I'm so excited to be a part of this department and a part of the VFX community, because we get to be a part. Oh my God, people
sounds like you just keep having all these ideas. Oh, another idea.
Yeah, so great. So we get to be a part of the pre process, the production process, and the post process, whereas a lot of other departments, you specialize in your one time to shine, and then you're like, well, hope it looks good, or oh man, this is great, now time to polish it, because we're scoring it, we're mixing it. Whereas visual effects, like we get this really cool opportunity. We get to read the scripts. We get to be a part of all those conversations of all those different departments. You know, we get to go to the places where they make the cool monsters, or, you know, they get to make all these different things, and we get to see and be a part of that. And it's, I don't know, it's just a really cool place to be where I can stick all my hands in all these different like areas, and then at the end of it, be able to like put all my jars together and be like, all right, what witch's brew am I gonna make up now?
Nice. Well, what did you tell them when they asked you for season 2 with Identity Part 2, this huge space battle?
Oh my God.
that has broken records. It's the biggest televised space battle. It's theater level space battle, but on actual, you know, on the small screen. You guys just blew it out of the water. What did you say when they asked you for this? Did you say, "Oh yeah, sure," and then were you worried about it in the back of your head?
I mean, definitely being on season 1 as a vendor, and kind of, I wasn't a part of all the conversations. All I know is that I worked on the pilot for a very long time. And if I didn't have any other, like, I worked on one specific part of the pilot, and I knew, like, okay, this is futuristic New York. Whatever else is happening on this show, I have no idea.
Yeah.
And then, like, okay, so here's episode 2. Like, I didn't really know, like, the nuts and bolts of what was going on. And it was still, you know, it was a very new show. We're trying not to pitch it as, you know, Family Guy in space. Like, we're trying to make the Orville, not, you know, here's a bunch of fart dick jokes.
Yeah.
Like, maybe we'll sprinkle some on there. So it's definitely interesting to go from, hey, here's this like tiny little show that's trying to get its wings, to, by the way, we're gonna blow some shit up. And like,
a lot of shit.
I mean, a lot of shit. And I was like, oh, okay, cool.
Well, so much shit was blown. So much shit was blown up that they had to, for the episode, they had to create an entire new like engine to deal with the debris, right?
I mean, we went through in the beginning stages when we officially got the script and we all ished our pants and then changed them and came back to work. We got together and we were like, all right, what are like our most favorite parts of different space battles? So we did our research on, you know, Star Wars. We did Battlestar Galactica, all the goodness that's been done, because really Hollywood is just taking ideas and making them your own and kind of slightly. So also, not only were we crapping our pants, but so is the studio and the network, and they're like, you want to do what? And so we basically made a sizzle reel, and we were like, look how cool this is. It could be with your name on it. And they were like, all right, that is pretty cool. We're like, yeah, love it. They're
like, you won us over.
Yeah, and then we made it 3 times bigger than that. So, you know, it was super great. But yeah, it was a ton of fun. And although it was like, you know, we're working with the sound guys, and they're like, there's literally millions of blasts happening. I'm like, I know, I'm so sorry, but like, this is how battles work. It was a ton of fun, and even though it like damn near killed us all, the reaction to it was like, oh my God, so worth it. And like all the fans and all of like even the people that worked on the show were like, holy crap, like how did you guys do it? And we're like, we have no idea.
Yeah, I was just I rewatched the whole battle scene just the other day. I was just looking for a little clip of something non-related from that episode, and then the battle scene came up, and I just sat there and I just watched it. And I was like, oh wait, I'm wasting time. I know the battle was supposed to be like 2 minutes long, but it ended up being 7 minutes long because you guys just planned it out in such a cool way. Seth was like, let's just do the whole thing.
Let's just do all the shots. Yeah, and I mean, honestly, like Brandon freaking brought it home. Like he is such an artist of being able to tell a story within a story, because like otherwise, you know, you're just like, oh yeah, that looks cool.
Well, that was what's really great about that battle sequence is you can follow there's so much going on, but you can follow what's going on, because you know it'll have the point of view of one vessel, and then all of a sudden that blows up or something like that, and it carries on to another vessel. We
wanted it to be like, holy crap, like we've obviously never seen a real battle. Like it's like, okay, like pew 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 pew, we ran away, whatever. It's like we were like, we want to show some effing damage, and we want to show, you know, the heart and soul of this crew, and how, like, you know, obviously they're the underdogs because they got, you know, their little ragtag team together, but they're going to be the ones that are able to do all the evasive maneuvers. And oh my God, Gordon just came out of the krill ship, and he's just going to pilot that thing. Like, that's crazy. And it's very interesting to get all the like people that you never thought would get together to tell this story, but also tell it outside of the ship as well, which I thought was great, because there's so, like, we're always in the ship. We're always, you know, hanging out with whoever Claire's with or what Yaphet's doing and all that other stuff, kind of stuff.
You know, you got to save some money. You can't saves money to do that.
But it can't be cool all the time. We don't want to blow your mind, though.
Hey, that's cool, too.
I thought it was really cool that we were able to really bring together everybody's, like, this is either, like, we're going to make it or we're not. So, like, we have nothing to lose. Let's just do it.
Yeah.
And, it was really awesome. And shooting it on set was awesome because everybody was, like, getting into it. And sparks are flying and shit's at red alert. And you're just like...
I just imagine you guys chasing each other with finger guns going, pew, pew.
Oh, yeah, there's a few Nerf guns. We're just like,
With season 3 coming up, which we know it's official, this entire season, like every episode is meant to be at that high caliber, just like Identity Part 2, because and that's your fault. You guys shown what you're capable of, so now you're going to be expected to do it all the time. So what's the workload been like for season 3 so far?
I mean, it's you know, it's Orville. We're moving, we're grooving, we're shooting, we're posting, we're preeping.
Well, and there's still so much time left and so much more to film, but even the filming is just 10% of the entire project. The rest of it is just all you guys there putting your heads together and working. So I kind of think, and I don't want to scare you, I'm sure you already know, however hard it is right now, it's probably going to be much harder in the coming months, I'm guessing.
Oh, yeah.
Especially down to the wire when we hopefully get, well, we don't know exactly when season 3 is going to be airing, but, you know, hopefully fall, hopefully in the fall. One more fall from now, we'll hopefully get it.
Everybody's like, oh my God, it's so far away. And I'm over here like, I don't have enough time.
Captain, we need more power. What are you excited for in season 3 that's coming up? Exact details. What's your favorite storyline?
Well, on page 3 of episode 4, I'm excited for the payoff for, like, the weight of season 3. Like, we are obviously, like, trying to hype it up of, like, it's gonna be great, and I'm hoping that we do all of it justice, and that, like, it's gonna be just as great as watching, like, the live feed for for Identity Part 2 of, like, all right, guys, here it is. Love it.
Love it. We're tweeting it. We hope you like it.
But yeah, no, I'm so excited for, you know, what the show's become. Like I said, when I was first on the show, I knew that it was in the future in New York, and that was it. And now I'm like, oh my God, I can't wait for you guys to see it.
Yeah, because it's barely in New York.
Yeah, now
barely.
Now we're like, New York who?
Yeah. It's
New
like,
Planet.
Yeah, that's just a cutaway every once in a while if we have to go back to Earth, which I'm sure we hardly will.
Well, I'm sure it'll pop up some point.
Well, I'm sure it'll pop up here and there because we got some stuff that needs to go on there. But you know, people want the crew out there getting stuff done, exploring and giving rides to aliens that need places, you know, have places to go, and then we get into a jam. Now, like that Seth Trek shirt that you got, which thank you very much.
Absolutely.
People are loving that shirt. It says "Jalo, Jalong, and Prosper."
Yes.
Orville fans, which I guess we're officially called Orvillians now. It's official.
Yay!
We say we greet each other with Jaloja, just like Klingons would say Kapla. So we say Jalo, Jalong, and Prosper. So if you want to give me one of those, I want it to be mad.
Are we O-fan? Jaloja.
Yeah, Jalo, Jalong, and Prosper. You can do Star Trek style. You can do flipping off everybody style. You can do however you want.
Oh my gosh. Yeah. Well, do we have a hand sign? Or are we like?
Well, you gotta get gangsta with no. We'll just go like the live long and prosper. Jalo, Jalong, and Prosper. Jalo, Jalong, Prosper. We'll see you guys later. Bye.
If you liked JP's video and want to help Egotastic FunTime grow, click on the Patreon link and give him all your money today.
Egotastic FunTime, we're gonna have a great time. Egotastic FunTime, give me all your money. Give him all your money. You will find it funny. Just give me money. God loves money. Give me all your 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 money.